points.
4 games played today in Adelaide. Of course, the round completed tomorrow. Port Adelaide defeated North Adelaide. The Bulldogs too good for the double blues. The Tigers defeated Norwood down at the Bay. And what about that one? At the Richmond Oval, woo, the Warriors. 25 goals, 13. Defeated West Adelaide, 23 goals, 15. Well, what an amazing game football is. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Good luck to the Warriors. A tremendous performance today, and we'll talk about that game a little later. But gee whiz. First of all, the game at the Bay. David Darcy saw the Tigers beat Norwood, and Darcy, are the Redlegs gone on 84?
I'm afraid so, Ken. It was a good performance.
What do you mean you're afraid so?
Well, because I am afraid that they are gone. And I'm sure that Neil Baum's also afraid that they're gone. But they showed a bit of guts and a bit of perseverance today, and they fought back well. But give full credit to the Bays. They deserved their win, and they won well.
Well, of course, Rick Davies played his 300th game today at Football Park for the Double Blues, but it wasn't enough to lift the Double Blues to beat the Bulldogs. And just how good are the Bulldogs? Peter Mead.
They're certainly a very good side, Ken. After last week's performance against Port Adelaide, they went on with it again today and proved to be too strong, too persistent, and certainly too dedicated for Sturt, who proved to be a little disappointing, and they've got a long way to go.
Well, certainly a fine performance there by the boys out of Elizabeth, and no doubt their coach, Cowboy Neil, would be a very, very happy man. I went to the Richmond Oval, 4 marks to the Warriors. They never gave up all day. They persevered. West Adelaide, easy fellas, West Adelaide caved in like a big bunch of fairy floss. It really was bad, and they're gone in 84. Back with that game right after the break. Game at the Richmond Oval. The Warriors, 25 goals, 13, 163, 10 points. The victors over West Adelaide, 23 goals, 15. My guest from that game, Bruce Lindner, and from Woodville, Stephen Jacquier. Stephen, congratulations. A magnificent performance. What happened in the dying moments? 28-minute mark, you were still 3 goals down.
Well, we never gave in, kept plugging away, and we got one.
Bruce, what happened to West Adelaide?
Well, I think that Stephen just said it. West Adelaide sort of gave in to the extent where they weren't chasing their players. They were trying to make a win further for themselves, and Woodville got the breaks, and to their credit, they went on with it and won the game.
Bruce, that must be a very disturbing loss today, to be, 3 goals up at the 28-minute mark, and I'm taking nothing away from Woodville, but from West Adelaide's point of view, last year's premiers, to be beaten like that, by any side. I'm not having a go at Woodville, but by any side, it's a disgrace.
Yeah, it wasn't only Woodville too, it was last week against West Torrens too, and I'm sure against Woodville today, they lost more than the football match. They lost a bit of self-respect, but knowing the side they are, I'm sure they'll give their best, and they won't be coming out with another effort like that for a while, that's for sure.
Ken, you were at the game?
Well, of course I was at the game.
Yeah, what was the performance of Woodville?
Excellent. As I said in the opening of the program, they never gave up. Let me say this, and I'll put this question to Stephen Jacquier, that they had numerous possessions, but particularly at the beginning of each quarter, I felt unforced errors. Stephen, could have cost you the game.
Yeah, we seemed to make a lot of errors all day, but to the blokes' credit, they kept in there and fighting and just never gave in.
But Stephen, why is that happening when you've got so many possessions that at times you make unforced errors, which in fact today cost you dearly at times?
Well, I suppose if we had the answer to that, would be a better side, but we do practice it, and it's just a matter of it's got to come, I suppose.
Ken, just continuing on that question, I hadn't quite finished. That's the same side you saw today that you said 2 weeks ago shouldn't be in the competition.
No, it wasn't the same side that I saw 2 weeks ago. No, they played better today.
Same fellas in
Hang
the
on,
side?
David, you're trying to have a go at me now. We'll come out in the open.
I'm saying you said 2 weeks ago that they shouldn't be in the competition.
And I'll still say that.
And they beat today last year's Premiers.
Would you say, and Peter Mead made the point 3 weeks ago that West Adelaide, who were last year's premiers, were gone. Now, what I'm saying to you is, David, that it's all very well to sit here and praise Woodville like I'm doing now, but don't tell me that their performance to have 2 wins in 9 weeks is good. Now, David, let's take it a step further. Hang on.
It is, because you made that statement that 2 weeks ago they shouldn't be in the competition,
and I'll still say that.
After they've beaten last year's premiers today.
I will still say that, David, that
well, 2
you
wins to tell me then that West Adelaide shouldn't be in the competition.
3 weeks ago, Peter said that West Adelaide were back after they beat Central, so...
If Wood was out,
the point
West Adelaide's
being,
out.
Ken, that we've been saying to you week in and week out that Woodville are going to be inconsistent because of the change that they've made. They've got young blokes like this young man alongside of you here. They've got 18 or 20 of them.
How many games you play, Stephen?
30 or 40.
Right.
League games.
Yeah.
All right, what would your average league games be?
For...
Be lucky to be 15.
David,
it would be lucky to be 15. They've got to be inconsistent, but they are not, and they should never be knocked like they were knocked
in the
that
same
night.
Position West Adelaide were 3 years ago.
Let me say this to you, David. Let me say this to you.
Just listen to that point.
Yeah. OK, well, let me say this to you.
So let Bruce repeat that point, please.
West Adelaide were in a position 4 years ago where they were on the bottom of the table, and I would have said that remarks like that would have been made then where West Adelaide to be kicked out of the competition. But with the development of the younger personnel, although they're inexperienced and are naturally going to make mistakes, you get a position
Let
where
me say this,
West Adelaide
right, that
win the
I
grand
made that
final,
statement, and I'm not going to retract that statement. I made that statement, 2 weeks ago, when their smallest winning margin was 50 points. They hadn't won a game in their under-17s, their under-19s and their reserves. They won one game for the year, and I felt that I was entitled to say that.
You were criticising the league side. Don't bring in the under-17s and under-19s. Sure, the club is down. As that club, as Bruce Lindner has just pointed out to you, was down 3 or 4 years ago. Now, they did something about it. They got off their backside. They went and got a coach. They went and got players. And they won a premiership. Now, they're doing the same thing. So don't just throw them away. Don't discard them.
If we're going to
give them a chance.
If we're going to get the boot, there's going to be a lot of other clubs this year because we're going to beat a lot of clubs.
Let me say this. I've been in the competition 20 years, and how many times have Woodville made the 5? Once. Bruce, thanks for coming in. Stephen, once again, to you and the club, congratulations. A tremendous performance today, and let's hope you can continue.
No doubt.
OK, well, good luck. Bruce Lindner and Stephen Jacquier there from the Woodville side. Looking at the best players, firstly, for Woodville, they had many, many good players all over the ground today. Harris, Parker, Fuller and McDonald. For West Adelaide, McKinnon, Filkey, Reckner and Peter Winter, the main goal kickers. Firstly, for Woodville, Harris kicked 4, Beecroft and Hearn kicked 3, and for West Adelaide, Luders kicked 6, Smith 5 and Morris 4. Certainly a fantastic performance there.